Forget pumpkin spice. The dawn of September means one thing in the National Women's Soccer League. The race for the playoffs is nearly at an end. The 9 remaining teams have just 4 matches left to jockey for one of 4 playoff positions. And right in the thick of it are tonight's foes. The Washington Spirit have won 6 of 7 matches to overtake the Portland Thorns at the top of the league table and can clinch a playoff spot tonight with a win, a tie, or help this weekend. The Western New York Flash have been one of the year's best stories. Paul Riley has guided an unheralded club to the brink of the postseason too. Win tonight, and the Flash can move into second place for the moment. Tie or lose, and the margin for error shrinks. Glad you're spending some of your Labor Day weekend with us here at the Plex. My name is Michael Minnick, and as I said, a lot on the table here tonight as we step aside for the national anthem. Coaches interviews, Paul Riley from Western New York and Jim Cabrera for the Washington Spirit will take us into kickoff here at the Plex. Talked to both coaches before this match. We won't have time to bring in those interviews, but I'll summarize them throughout this one. Starting lineups for you tonight. For the Spirit, in goal, it's Kelsey Weiss. A back four left to right of Caprice Didasco, Estelle Johnson, Megan Oyster, and Allie Krieger. In the midfield, Christine Nairn, Tori Huster, and Joanna Lohman have been a familiar trio. And up front, it's the 14th different combination for Washington in 17 matches. Shannon Williams on the left, Katie Stingle in the center, and Crystal Dunn still searching for that first goal of the year on the right. For Western New York, it's the Canadian Sabrina D'Angelo in goal. She'll play behind a back four of Jolene Hinkle, Alana Kennedy, Abby Dahlkemper, and Liz Eddy. It's a diamond midfield for Paul Riley's club tonight. Abby Ursay captains and plays that holding mid spot. McCall Zerboni and Sam Mewis will be out wide. And then Leanne Sanderson, who played for DC United Women here at the Plex in 2012, will be the attacking mid. And in front of them, probably the best duo in the league this year. In fact, Paul Riley said the best he's coached since Amy Rodriguez and Natasha Kai way back in WPS in Philadelphia. It's the league's top scorer, Lynn Williams, with 8 goals. And then right at her heels, Jess McDonald, who has scored 7. So again, it's Weiss, Didasco, Johnson, Oyster, and Krieger for the Spirit in the back, with Nairn, Huster, and Lohman in the midfield, Williams, Stingle, and Dunn up top. And for the Flash, Sabrina D'Angelo in goal, Hinkle, Kennedy, Dahlkemper, and Eddy across the back. Diamond midfield of Urseg, Zerboni, Mewis, and Sanderson, and Williams and McDonald up front. Abby Urseg and Allie Krieger will exchange pleasantries at midfield with our officiating crew tonight. Christopher Spivey officiating for the 6th time this year and the 3rd time at the Maryland SoccerPlex. You'll remember he gave out the red card to Tobin Heath back here on May the 7th. Also officiated the June 18th match. The Spirit defeated Orlando 2-0. Ben Pilgrim, Jeffrey Skinker, the ARs tonight, and Danielle Chesky is the 4th official. So again, the Spirit come in with a 6-point lead over Portland at the top of the table, can clinch a playoff spot tonight, and also create some distance to potentially get this franchise's first ever home playoff game after having to travel to Seattle the previous 2 seasons. 2 matches tonight in the league, Western New York at Washington here, Orlando at Houston at 8:30. Those are 2 teams desperate for points. They both can be mathematically eliminated from playoff contention this week. And then tomorrow, 3 matches. Sky Blue FC at FC Kansas City. Sky Blue currently 5 points behind Western New York for the last playoff spot. Boston at Portland. Again, the Thorns will hope to make up ground on the Spirit this weekend for that top seed and cement their position in second and potentially host a semifinal. And then it's Seattle at Chicago. The Red Stars enter in 3rd place with 28 points. Seattle currently the last team out with 23 points sitting in 5th place. And then everybody plays Wednesday, including the Spirit here in their home finale of the regular season against Seattle. So a lot of movement will come in the next 96 hours in the league. And that process, that winning starts tonight here at the Plex. Western New York breaking their huddle in the road whites with red numerals, red names, white socks, white shorts as well, and the familiar Salen's logo across the chest, the Spirit in the home blues with the red on the shoulders, red shorts, red socks, and Pro Chain Solutions written in white across the chest. Kelsey Weiss keeps her spot despite Stephanie LeBay's return from the Olympics, and she has played very well, starting the last 7 matches for the Spirit, her 20th start in her Washington career, which has lasted 2 years after she was acquired from Western New York in a trade in the offseason after the 2014 season. Spirit squadron in good voice across the means. We wait the initial whistle here from Chris Spivey. And there it is, underway here at the Maryland SoccerPlex. The Washington Spirit trying to clinch a playoff spot. The Western New York Flash trying to make their case even stronger to join the field for the first time since 2013. Early touch for the Canadian Sabrina D'Angelo, dumping it out for Abby Dahlkemper. And square for the Australian Alana Kennedy, who's back in the lineup after missing last week's game with injury. Scored in the Olympics, of course, for Australia. Big kick from Dahlkemper up the right side. Can't pick out the run of the right back, Liz Eddy, who has started every game at right back for Paul Rowley's club this year. Caprice Didasco for Shannon Williams. That combination has created 2 goals in the last 3 games for the Spirit. Williams finishing her first 2 professional goals, and Didasco getting her first 2 professional assists. Throw here for Caprice on the left side. Lohman popping it up, playing it again for Didasco, and traffic she'll play it forward, looking for the run forward of Shayna Williams. Sanderson handling it back for Abby Urseg, who dodges Dunn's tackle and goes back to the safety of Kennedy. Hinkle now. Just go up the line for the run of Jess McDonald. Will skip in the box. Oyster in pursuit. McDonald will get a touch in the box. McDonald cutting back. Oyster gets it, but right to Sanderson. But a bad touch from Sanderson lets Huster back in the play. Now another turnover. Mewis' shot is caught on the line by Kelsey Weiss. 2 teams back at full strength, but you can see there on those plays, a little bit of rush showing, a little bit of combination problems between these 2 clubs, but ends in the gloves of Kelsey Weiss. Paul Rowley saying before this game, it's the first time really that he's had his full squad available for selection. The captain, Allie Krieger, now on the right side for Washington. Heavy touch from Dunn. Kennedy handling. Under pressure, it's Hinkle. Blocked by Stingle to the path of Crystal Dunn. Stingle gets a second look at it, battling Hinkle towards the end line. Touch back in the box. Kennedy with a deft touch to avoid Stingle, and she'll clear towards midfield. Leanne Sanderson. Making the hard run forward is McDonald, blocked by Didasco. Second look for Leanne Sanderson. Harried by Tori Huster, she goes right. Eddy now. Hard defensive work from Shannon Williams. Gets some help from Caprice Didasco, and the 2 combine to win the ball for now. Didasco will thump it forward. Chested down by Abby Urseg. New Zealand international. Drops it for Kennedy. Hinkle now, marked by Crystal Dunn. Early ball in towards the middle, towards McDonald. Sanderson was also making the run towards the far post, but easy stuff for Kelsey Weiss. Good start here from Western New York on the road. The Flash, in fact, will be on the road for their final 4 matches after wrapping up their home schedule last week with a 2-2 tie against Houston. At Washington tonight. Quick turnaround to play at Boston on Wednesday. Then it's at Portland next Saturday. And then after the week off break, it's back to action at Boston again on September the 24th. So yes, it is away from home for 4 for Western New York, but you have to figure playing the last place team Boston, they'll have some good chance to pick up points against a club they've already defeated this year 4-0 and 7-1. For Western New York throw here in the 4th minute. Sanderson posting up against Huster. Drops it back for Mewis. Now Dahlkemper will slow it down and switch fields left. Hinkle tracks back for it. Works in Urseg. Kennedy given away now in midfield to Lohman. Drop back for Torrey Huster. Touch now for Nairn, who's in great form. Playing it through for the run of Crystal Dunn. Dunn in the box, his own side. Dodges D'Angelo. Dunn's shot is over the bar. Tough angle for Dunn, even with the goalkeeper out. And a good job as well from Dahlkemper tracking back where, if that had been on frame, maybe Dahlkemper could have cleared it off the line. But the danger of Crystal Dunn there, sneaks in from the right side. Perfect ball. And from Christine Nairn, who has scored 3 goals in her last 2 games, and nearly turned provider there. And smartly by Oyster, who's back in the 11 today after 2 weeks off. Jim Gabera saying that he thought Oyster's form had dropped a bit, but he thought she was the perfect player to play against this dangerous front 2 for Western New York. Speaking of, here's Lynn Williams, marked by Caprice Didasco. Gets the cross in towards the middle, headed out by Oyster. Second look now, and Didasco does well to knock that out for a throw-in rather than conceding the corner. Over comes Jess McDonald, who, of course, is a great target in the box at 6 feet even, but has a very good long throw-in. Up comes Kennedy at 5'9". She's the near post target. Going over Kennedy, now popped up in the air. Headed by Estelle Johnson, still in the box, kept alive by Mewis. McDonald for Sanderson, volley back into the mixer. Now Hinkle will pick it up, try the right-footed shot, one hops into Kelsey Weiss. Paul Riley said before this game, with the talent on the field, he didn't expect a low-scoring game, and certainly we've already seen a couple half chances Western New York's way and a good chance for the Spirit as well through Crystal Dunn. Top 2 scoring teams in the league, in fact. As Johnson volleys it clear. 31 goals in 16 matches for Western New York and 26 in 16 for Washington. Turnover by Oyster. Play it in towards McDonald. Volleyed out by Estelle Johnson, who also is a Western New York alum. Played for the Flash during their strong season in 2013 that ended with a playoff loss. Dahlkemper gives away a throw-in. It's a beautiful day here as the heat that has enveloped the DC area for the last 2 or 3 months has finally lifted. Temperatures that kick off in the upper 70s and might need a jacket by the time this game ends, which was not the case. As I said, for this entire summer, it's been one of the hotter ones I can remember here in the DC area. Caprice Didasco. Roman dummying it through. Shea Williams will turn on the Jets. Dahlkemper back to D'Angelo. Stengel pressuring, forcing D'Angelo to hit it a bit awkwardly with her left foot. Sanderson in tight quarters. Torrey Huster down to one knee to win that ball for Nairn. High pressure here from Williams and McDonald forcing the long clearance from Didasco, and that gives possession back to the Flash. Dahlkemper from Mewis on the right side. Space for Sam Mewis. As both of her forwards in the box. Goes right for Eddie. Cross blocked by Didasco. We'll have our first corner of the match, and it'll come from the right side and from Leanne Sanderson. I think the biggest question with this Western New York team was how quickly they would mature. They've matured pretty quickly, getting good production from the youngsters like Williams and Hinkle and Dahlkemper. But I think Paul Riley was smart and brought in 2 veterans mid-season to help stabilize this team, McCall Zerboni and Leanne Sanderson. Corner driven in by Dahlkemper towards the far post, over everybody. Allie Krieger will pick up the other side. Dunn is the outlet, and she's a pretty good option at all times, but D'Angelo out to get it. Herseg denying Loman the steal and going left for Hinkle. Left back Hinkle. Early ball towards McDonald. Cut out by Estelle Johnson. Appeal for a handball there against Allie Krieger, not given, and now it finally is given as the advantage did not materialize for Lynn Williams. And Leanne Sanderson says, thank you very much. I'll jog over and look at this set piece. US the other option here for Western New York. Three-player wall for Washington, Kelsey Weiss. Spirit will defend with everybody here, and just about everybody forward here for Western New York, except for the goalkeeper, D'Angelo, and Hinkle, who's retreating now towards the center circle. Big cluster just to the right of center in the 18-yard box. It'll be Leanne Sanderson's show. Sanderson going for the cross far post and overcooked it. Out for a goal kick. Danger averted there for the Spirit. Leanne Sanderson brought in that trade with Orlando on June the 21st. And I mentioned in the intro her history here at the Plex. Scored 2 goals to get DC United women, Spirit's predecessors, into the W League Final Four in 2012. Bad goal kick here from Weiss. Williams on the move, but shot is missed, hit by her left foot, and Weiss will get a second chance on this goal kick. As I said earlier, not the sharpness you'd expect late in the season in a perfect world, but with the Olympic break and with everybody not in the Olympics taking a couple weeks off, might take a couple days for everything to fall back into place. Worcester with a good ball to pick out Crystal Dunn, who will turn, beat one, look for help, cut inside, play it now for Katie Stengel. Hinkle back in the play will win it and drop it back for D'Angelo. Allie Krieger winning the header, and the flag is actually up for offside, and Chris Spivey says, don't worry about it. We're going to play on. Hinkle looking for McDonald, and it'll be a Spirit throw. Danielle Chesky, the 4th official, explaining that to Jim Cabrera on the Spirit bench. Step and win from Christine Nairn, and Williams had space and daylight there in front of her for a second. Nairn didn't see her, went for Didasco instead. Now here is Shayna Williams on the left side. Back heel for Didasco. Estelle Johnson now with the center strike. Another look for Williams. Woman wants it up the line. Instead, Williams will cut inside, trying to shake Liz Eddy, but the tackle's one from the UCLA alum, but turned over nearly. Cleared into the stands by Kennedy. Katie Stengel flicking it on towards the top of the 18, headed now by Kennedy, helped on by Mewis. McDonald touching it for Sanderson, stolen away by Joanna Woman, who will find the feet of Shayna Williams and then return the favor. Chip inside from Woman, just a bit too tall for Katie Stengel, and cleaned up again by Kennedy. Williams with a deft touch to work in Hinkle. Swap roles for the moment with Abby Urseg, put the ball towards the near side off the mark. Spirit throw. Two teams that have started the first 15 minutes of matches exactly the same. Spirit have scored 4, so have the Flash, and both have conceded 2 in the first 15 of matches, and it's near that end point. Nothing on the board so far. Chances both ways. The Flash have had more. I think the Spirit had the best, though, as Christine Nairn played in Crystal Dunn, but the angle too tough for the third-year player out of North Carolina, and she missed the target. Nice switch from Kennedy to work in Liz Eddy. UCLA against USC, and this time it goes UCLA's way as Didasco clears. I was thinking earlier you could almost call this a UCLA alumni game with Dahlkemper on the field, Zerboni, Mewis, Didasco, Oyster. Lots of ex-Bruins playing tonight for both teams. Flash unofficially with both shots on goal early and the only corner kick of the match. All those shots, though, Kelsey Weiss saw all the way. Had no trouble. Jim Cabrera saying before this game that Kelsey Weiss had, inherited that #1 spot with Obey at the Olympics, and she had earned the right to hang on to it for the time being. Of course, the Canadians just getting back. Dunn shaking her defender on the right side. Cross is deflected by Urseg. And off her line will come D'Angelo to keep that in touch. Little things there. Shayna Williams did a good job initially of not allowing that roll up, and now the angle is good for D'Angelo to find Mewis. Through now for the run of Lynn Williams, but Weiss sniffed it out off her line. Scoop and punt. Lynn Williams leading the league in scoring in her second year, much like Crystal Dunn did last year. 8 goals and 5 assists for the 23-year-old out of Pepperdine, Fresno, California. 5 assists to boot. The team's 5-0-1 when she scores, and just 2-5-2 when she doesn't. It's a point I've made often with the Spirit, but it's true as well of Western New York. The first goal has been essential. I'll finish the thought after this. Williams is offside. Weiss made the catch anyway. So the Spirit this year, when they score first, are 11-0-1. 11 wins and a draw. Western New York, 6 wins and 2 draws. Both these teams haven't lost when they have scored first. But the opposite is true as well. The Spirit are 0-3 when they concede first. The Flash have come back to get points 3 out of 8 times when they've conceded first. 2 wins and a draw. The lead of the half's also been huge for both these teams. The Spirit are 10-0 when leading at the break. The Flash 6-0. So first goal tonight could be decisive. Sanderson. Chipped up and blocked smartly by the captain, Krieger. Possession given away in midfield, knocked forward now. Flick from Williams looking for the run forward of Mewis, but Didasco there. Step over there from Shayna Williams to create space for herself. She'll turn on the Jets up the left side, marked by Eddie. Williams looking for help. Johnson. She was pressured now by Lynn Williams, and it comes all the way back to Weiss. She'll very nearly put it up in our deck here. It's about as close as I've ever seen a ball come up here. Kelsey Weiss making absolutely sure it gets out. Huster picking the pocket of Sanderson and dropping it for Estelle Johnson. Now it's Didasco. Switches on for Krieger if Didasco can find her. Instead, she goes direct up the left side for Crystal Dunn, who has switched sides, and Dahlkemper making sure that one goes out. Quick restart from Lohman for Williams. Stolen by Mewis, tracking back. She'll get the return from Abby Urseg and start up the right side. Ball into space looking for McDonald, but again, easy stuff for Kelsey Weiss, who's been busy. Pace to this game is a little better than what we've seen, I think, around the league, and that's to be expected with the cooler weather. You don't have to save as much when it's 75 instead of 95 out there. Miss it there from Weiss, concedes the throw-in. McDonald inside. Touch from Mewis through. Is it clean? It'll be a goal kick. There were some appeals from the Western New York attack on the right side for a corner and a deflection, but not given. Eddie. Going direct for Lynn Williams, again picked off by Estelle Johnson. Didasco in tight quarters, volleys it forward. Turn from Lohman. Heel for a foul there is given. Free kick for the Spirit here in the 20th minute. Michael Minnick here with you from the Maryland SoccerPlex. The Spirit again trying to clinch a playoff spot. They can do that with a win or a tie tonight. If they lose, they can still get in with a little bit of help if Seattle loses or ties Chicago tomorrow night. The nice thing about this time of year is every game has meaning. Whether it's someone fighting for a playoff spot like the Spirit or to get back in the picture like that Orlando-Houston game later tonight. Didasco turning it over. Didasco's finding herself in a lot of tight, tough positions on this near sideline. And it hasn't allowed her to get forward like she'd like to. Nice touch there from Tori Huster. Oyster now. Whistle here, and whistle will go against Western New York as Williams fouled either Huster or Oyster. Turnover there from Didasco off the heavy pass from Shayna Williams. It's Mewis for Sanderson. Eddie now. Runs out of time, but it will be off the leg of Eddie, who disagrees with the AR on the near side. But it will be a Spirit throw deep. Spirit have struggled to get a rhythm. We're seeing a lot of passes like that where it's just kind of chipped up in a tight space. Haven't been able to really flow through Lohman, Huster, and Nairn in that midfield. But that's true the other way as well. The Spirit have tightened the defensive screws and not allowed a lot of space for Western New York either. There's a little bit of daylight for Mewis, but Didasco takes that pass away. Second look now for McDonald on the right side. Early ball in towards the middle, and Oyster doing well to shoot off Lynn Williams, not allow her to make that run through cleanly and allow Kelsey Weiss to come and collect. It's Joe Lohman for Huster. Didasco. Lohman again. Turned over to Urseg. Long time watching this league, we know Urseg has been more of a center back in her NWS all the time, especially with Chicago, but Paul Riley's used her as both a center back and a D mid this year and playing that defensive midfielder spot tonight in the diamond midfield. Ball in, deflected by Estelle Johnson. It'll fall for Leanne Sanderson. Sanderson at the top of the 18 has her shot blocked by Didasco, and Eddie will let it roll for a throw. Again, it'll be Jess McDonald jogging over to do the honors. Throw from McDonald towards the near post. Headed out by Huster. Kept alive by Urseg. Volleyed by Didasco off of Mewis. And out for a goal kick. It's interesting, before the game, Paul Riley was talking to me about his forward pairing, McDonald and Williams, and said how much McDonald, the veteran, has helped Williams, the youngster, but I wouldn't call McDonald over the hill at this point either. She's 28, and I think she's somebody that, you know, if I had to pick one forward in this league that hasn't really gotten a look from Joe Ellis, I think she'd be the one. She's been consistently productive for multiple teams with multiple players. She gives you that target that the U.S. has really missed since Abby Longbach's retirement. Wouldn't be surprised if she gets called in here in the fall or in the winter by the U.S. as they make the transition from this cycle that just ended in Rio to the next one that will lead to France in 2019 and then on to Tokyo in 2020. Stengel for Lohman. Nairn. Krieger charging up the right side. She has the ball in space. Krieger Playing it inside for Dunn. Drops it for Nairn in Nairn territory. Doubles back for Johnson. And now Megan Oyster. Christine Nairn, of course, scored a beauty last week to win the NWSL Goal of the Week. Dunn turns it over to Hinkle. Krieger fighting to win it back, and she'll get a throw. Quick up the line for Crystal Dunn. Dunn with space against Kennedy. Gets the cross and low towards Stengel, but cleared by Dahlkemper. Kept in play. Krieger and Dunn will try the combination again. Crystal in the right corner. Has her cross blocked, and the Spirit will get their first corner of the evening. Christine Nairn will take her 73rd corner of the season. Katie Stengel in the near post, everybody else in blue and red, making runs for the top of the 18. Dunn is short as well here on the far side. Stengel will show in line and get it from Christine Nairn. Drop it back for Nairn. Cross by Nairn towards the far post. Headed just wide. I believe Lohman was the player that got it. Huster was there as well. Good little set piece there from Washington and nearly paying off. And you can just feel that extra bit of sharpness from Christine Nairn. I don't know if maybe she needed a little bit of rest during the Olympic break or what it was, but she's come back with a vengeance. 3 goals in the last 2 games, and she's played the 2 best Spirit attacking balls of the game. One to playing Crystal Dunn earlier, and that return off the corner just there, the recycle. Not that she was playing badly before, but you just feel a little bit of extra coming from Christine Nairn. Step and win from Tori Huster. Kennedy. Mewis. First time for Sanderson. Nice ball out wide, right to work in Liz Eddy. Cross off of Shayna Williams, appeal for a handball not given. Eddy's second ball is very good. McDonald wasn't really sure where that one was going to go. Appeals for a deflection, but doesn't get her wish. It'll be a goal kick. It's one of those balls that I think is hard to judge the forward because Eddy pretty much drove that in on a straight line. There wasn't a lot of arc to it, so McDonald didn't really have a lot of time to kind of turn her body, get in a good position, and direct it towards goal. Williams keeps it alive. Momentarily out for a throw. It's interesting when you get a new coach, as Johnson clears that one forward, sometimes they put a different spin on your personnel. Liz Eddy was more of an attacking mid last year, scored 3 goals for Western New York. Paul Riley looked at her and said, here's someone that can play outside back, and she's done it well. Started all 17 games for the Flash at that position, and as you saw in that previous attack, and also get into the offense and give you something. Lohman. Krieger. Crystal Dunn. Inside for Nairn. Back again for Dunn. She'll let it roll for Krieger. Krieger's low ball cleared by Kennedy out of the 6. Nairn beating Williams to it and can't keep it in play. Up the line for a throw-in. Obviously, anytime you play the Spirit, I think that Dunn-Krieger side is going to be a big key. And you've got a veteran over there for Western New York and McCall's Raboni, who's played all over the park and is one of, I think, the better tacklers in the league, but has her hands full dealing with that Dunn-Krieger combination on the far side. Sam Mewis. Leanne Sanderson looking for Jess McDonald. Cleaned up by Didasco for a throw-in. Boney brought in, much like Sanderson in June, 8 days before Sanderson, in fact. Throw in the box deflected by Weiss. Cleared out by Stengel. Of course, a return to her roots of Western New York. She made her 50th start for the Flash last week all time, which is second highest in franchise history in the NWSL era. Lohman. Nice turn from Shayna Williams. Tackle slows her down from Dahlkemper. Switch now for Naren. Dummies it now for Allie Krieger. Krieger loses the handle temporarily, has to double back. There's McCulser Bunny with one of those aforementioned tackles to win it away for Mewis. Early ball picked off by Oyster. Sam Mewis will try again, finding the feet of Sanderson. Slid through now for the run of Williams. Williams trying to touch it by Kelsey Weiss, and not enough mustard on that one. Save for the Spirit goalkeeper. Again, the Flash, I think, have done well to disrupt the Spirit's rhythm, but Spirit midfield has also clogged things up nicely defensively. So balls to the outside back sometimes are the way to unlock things, but that one intended for Hinkle was off the mark. Not a lot of comfortable touches. Lots of defensive pressure both ways. Here's Lohman. Katie Stengel. Didasco will overlap to her left. Lohman. Kind of two minds there, but did find Stengel's feet. Lohman will try again, about 10 yards deeper. Still Johnson turning it over to Sanderson. Now Eddie. Lohman will win it back. And Didasco will go safe to Kelsey Weiss. Stengel unable to save that one. 3 shots on goal for Western New York, none for the Spirit so far. A corner kick both ways, and no goals to speak of. Dunn doing some good work there, but it ends up at Kennedy's feet. That's the nice thing about having Abby Erstake in that defensive mid spot, is she can slide back to center back just like she did there, fill in nicely and allow a Kennedy or a Dahlkemper to roam forward a little bit more than usual. Pass off the mark though from the Australian Kennedy. Will be a Spirit throw. Naren. Williams. Into space for Didasco. Has Dunn in front of her. Switches it for Naren. Zerboni sneaking back to disrupt that, and it's cleared. Still Johnson has time and space to pick something out. Chooses to go left for Didasco. Dunn turns it over to Mewis. Didasco again for Johnson. Crystal Dunn for Lohman. Eddie and Mewis doing the work there to win it back, but it's turned over again to Crystal Dunn. Stengel on the left side against Urseg. Back for Lohman. Lohman tries the shot, and it looked for a second there like it was going to carry over Sabrina D'Angelo, but the Canadian was in good position. I'm sure her heart was in her throat there for a second, but ball did die and fall into her gloves. Try there from Lohman. First shot on goal for the Spirit tonight. Shayna Williams beaten that one by Urseg. Out for a Spirit throw. Williams fighting for it, finding Stengel. Huster for Nairn. Again, Didasco will charge up the left side and get a touch. Nairn back for Johnson. The switch for Ali Krieger. Didasco. Huster turns it over to Urseg. Second look for Ali Krieger. Finds Stengel. Nairn with a majestic switch left, trying to pick out Crystal Dunn, and will do so. Dunn towards the 18. Dunn into the 18. Dunn shooting. Save from D'Angelo. I think that might have gone wide anyway, but D'Angelo making sure, and Hinkle will finish the job clear. Back to square one. Here's Estelle Johnson. Dunn. Blocked by Eddie. Nairn for Johnson. Oyster on her birthday going right for Krieger. Saved by Shayna Williams. Lohman. Huster through. Williams was screaming for it, but the pass was deflected and didn't get all the way through. Huster for Didasco. A little bit more space opening up now for the Spirit. Williams behind both Stengel and Lohman, but Stengel fights for it, gets a foot in, but can't win possession back fully. Sam Ewis charging forward now, up the middle. Dunn doing the defensive work coming back. Through ball now for Jess McDonald is perfect. McDonald in the box. Cuts it back for Williams. Williams' shot is saved by Weiss. Weiss getting a piece of it with her left hand, maybe her thigh as well. And then Didasco, for good measure, keeps it in play. Best save of the night comes Kelsey Weiss's way. Jess McDonald probably wishes she had that first touch back. It didn't really give her much of a good angle. Then the second touch was saved by Weiss. Really good build up there from the Flash, however. Turned over by Stengel. Zerboni was in a good position to win that one. She'll work Jess McDonald to left. Williams in the box, Sanderson joining her. Oyster with the mark along with Krieger. Drop back now for McCall Zerboni. Square now for Mewis. Mewis will try the shot. It's blocked by Huster. Volleys it down for Sanderson. Sanderson has an angle. It seems to be that was Williams, and she hits the bar. Kelsey Weiss helped that along, and it'll be a corner. Water break for Kelsey Weiss. She's earned it with a couple of good saves in the last few minutes. Dahlkemper taking this one. Sanderson available short as well. The Spirit will respect that with Nairn and Dunn marking, but it goes long this time towards the far post. Headed and saved by Weiss. It was Alana Kennedy roaming forward to get a piece of that one. Center back hasn't scored in the league yet in her 12th appearance, but did get her second goal for Australia against Zimbabwe in the Olympics a few weeks ago. Christine Aaron off the feed from Didasco. Behind Lohman, it's stolen by Abby Urseg. Johnson pops it up. Urseg wins it. Didasco tries again, and Urseg will find it. Eddie, who kept that one in play nicely, but now will have it stripped away by Dunn and Williams. Charging is Crystal Dunn. Williams is taken down, and the foul is blown. Eddie tangled up with her on the way through, and it'll be a yellow for Liz Eddy, her third of the year. And this is the definition of Nairn territory. 22 yards out. Angle isn't great, but when you can hit it with both feet like Christine Nairn can, you like your chances. Chris Spivey arranging the 3-player flash ball, which has 2 Spirit parasites attached to it. Dadaska will step over. It'll be Nairn bending it just over. Six shots on goal now for Western New York. The Spirit, of course, won't have that one count since it wasn't in frame, but they have 2. 2 corners for Western New York, 1 for Washington, and the only card shown just a minute ago to Liz Eddy in the 40th minute. It's been a compelling clash here at the Plex, but no goals on the board yet. Kennedy with a good switch right for Eddy. Nairn on her horse trying to track back defensively and will block that cross. Dahlkemper for Western New York. To the feet of Mewis. Urseg now. Left it comes. Hinkle runs it down, does well. Going against Krieger. Cross in towards the far post, gets through everyone. On the back end, it'll be picked up by Williams. Tackle from Dadaska will concede a throw in, but better that than getting beat in line there. With a little bit more urgency than what we've seen in her previous throw, and Jess McDonald will trot over to take it. Up comes Kennedy, up comes Urseg. Targets here for the throw from Jess McDonald. Towards the near post. Gets through a couple players, still alive. Volley there from Kennedy over the bar. Urseg winning it. Second ball knocked forward by Huster. Now Western New York on the front foot. It's Sanderson. Looking up by Nairn, who will get it back from Megan Oyster and find the feet of Huster. Ball off the mark intended for Dunn. Dahlkemper directing traffic and getting it now. Looking at square for Kennedy. Dahlkemper, who has played all but 16 minutes in her Western New York Flash career, starting for the 37th time tonight. There's 2 of the longer streaks in the league were possessed by a pair of classmates at UCLA, as Megan Oyster had an impressive streak of her own snap 2 weeks ago when she didn't make the team sheet against Houston. Before that, she'd started 34 straight in the U.S. and 12 straight in Australia, Megan Oyster. Knocked out by Johnson for a throw-in here in the 44th minute. Michael Minnick here with you. Scoreless game here at the Plex with a lot of meaning for both clubs. The Spirit can clinch a playoff spot with a win or a tie. Western New York, who are in 4th right now, but just 2 points behind Portland for 2nd and 1 point behind Chicago for 3rd. Looking to get whatever they can get here on the road. Nice ball inside for Williams, but can't direct that one on frame. Appeal there. And it did go off Caprice Didasco last. A corner late in the half for Western New York. Their 3rd of the match. Corner in, headed out by Allie Krieger. The second ball falls for Eddie. She'll try the volley high and wide. To the blankets on Spirit Hill. Sign all those minor league baseball ballparks where you don't have a lot of fencing. Please be aware of all of balls in play being hit down the line. It's the case on Spirit Hill for sure. Have to be aware of your surroundings sitting behind that goal. Throw for Lizzetti in the flash. Into the picture comes Leanne Sanderson. She'll work towards the corner against Joanna Lohman. Nice ball inside for Mewis. Cross deflected by Huster. Weiss hustled to try and keep it alive, and we'll have no stoppage time here, or a very minimum amount of stoppage time here in the first half. We go to the locker rooms tied at 0 and a compelling half. 6 shots on goal for Western New York. Kelsey Weiss making a really good save on Jess McDonald about 10 or so minutes ago. That was the best chance for Western New York. The other ones were mostly just at the long distance variety where Weiss was able to sniff it out and make the save. For the Spirit, the best chances came through Christine Nairn. A good ball through for Crystal Dunn. A recycle cross off a short corner that nearly found the heads of Tori Huster and Joanna Lohman. And then a free kick that just hit the top netting of the goal. But still no goals to speak of here at the break. We'll step aside for our halftime festivities, a feature on Shayna Williams and Callie Farquharson, the newest additions to the Spirit via the draft, and then some fun here from the Plex. We'll be back with more in just a minute. From Nairn territory, she buries it!
Thank you.
Farquharson. My last name? Yeah. Farquharson. Farquharson. They try to pronounce the Q-U-H all separately, but it's Farquharson.
Oh yeah, I got to the point where I answered everything. I get stuff from Shanae to Shania, China, Shanae, Cheyenne. That's a good one.
No matter how you say it, it's clear that rookies Callie Farquharson and Shayna Williams have made an impact on the Washington Spirit's strong start to the season. Williams was in the house in Baltimore to be taken 7th overall in the 2016 NWSL draft, while Farquharson got the word on the other side of the country after she was picked 12th.
Man, I was ready to get in the car and come to Washington straight away because they were crazy. Like, I just remember being at FSC, we had these, like a fan group there, and to have pretty much the same kind of vibe and feeling in a pro team, I was like, man, sign me up. I'm ready to go. Let's start. So it was awesome being there.
You know, I was on the couch at home with one of my friends and my brother. My parents just left, so they weren't really around, and found out and was really excited and overjoyed, and it was fun.
Williams became the latest player to make the leap from Florida State to DC, with the national championship from 2014 under her belt.
It was crazy. I still think about it sometimes. It was it was a unique experience. Trying to get that same feeling here in the NWSL, winning the title October, back in Houston.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I remember watching FSU play. I think Stanford in the Final Four. They weren't in the actual final at the time, but I just remember Shayna had like her long hair and her headband, and all my teammates were like, she's so pretty and she's so fast, and now she's actually my teammate, so it's pretty cool.
For both, their professional debuts were emotional.
I was, super nervous. I remember Denise coming up to me and like, are you ready? And I was like, what? Like, I had no idea what she was saying to me. I like totally zoned her out, but I was excited and extremely thankful for that opportunity.
It kind of felt it was kind of crazy because it was like everything that we've done up to that point, all the preseason work, training with the team, being in and out of like scrimmages, things like that, and then actually getting called into a game. It was unreal. A moment I won't forget. Just like hearing your name called to go in. It was awesome.
As for the toughest learning curve in the pros,
The biggest adjustment for me is speed of play. All the decisions are faster and quicker. It's like one touch, two touch here, and three touch just ruins the whole rhythm of everything. So for me, I think that has been a big challenge.
Yeah, I would say speed of play too. Just coming in as rookies and coming, straight from college and thinking that we played pretty quick with the teams we were on, but coming here, it's like a new level, and every day, everyone's competing day in and day out to get on the field. So also the competitive spirit of the team is on another level. So everybody works hard, but we all love each other. Joe, we have fun, dance a lot. Callie dances too, so just let you guys know.
as for their time off the field in a new venue,
The thing that I like about DC is like there's a lot of things to do. Like you could go into the city one day, you could go, hiking at Great Falls, or picnic. You can go outside. It's a lot different from Arizona, but I honestly there's just so much fun things to do. I don't know.
Try new restaurants. There's so many different types of food that you can find. It's like hole-in-the-wall places, and I haven't been one place that I'm like, this was gross. Everywhere is good, so I love trying new food. That's probably my biggest thing.
Yes, she loves her food.
and in the home of presidents, Williams saw the queen.
I did just see Beyonce. She was making eye contact with me, okay? Like it was real, like there was a real connection between us. She almost felt like my sister, so it was great.
And she looked really cute too. She had on the cutest outfit.
I had to make sure I
Snapchat, like DM her, like, oh my gosh, she was so cute.
because she has a new merchandise, new merchandise out, and I went and I made sure that I wore it just so she could see me and that I was supporting her. But yeah, we grew up together. So
On the field, though, their focus is singular.
winning a championship, NWSL championship.
Get the NWSL championship.
Fans, mark your calendars now for the 2016 National Women's Soccer League Championship on Sunday, October the 9th at 5 p.m. at BBVA Compass Stadium in Houston. Be there to support our league, support our game, and hopefully support the Washington Spirit. Tickets for the NWSL Championship game are on sale now at nwslchampionship.com, with prices starting at $20. Start making your plans now to be in Houston for the NWSL Championship, and two teams that have hopes of being there certainly in a couple of weeks. Tied at the half here, the Washington Spirit and Western New York Flash. Michael Minnick back here with you, and immediately as soon as the teams headed to the locker room, Diana Matheson stayed. And today has been warming up hard with the Spirit training staff, and I believe we're going to see her to start the second half. But before we get to that point, more halftime entertainment for you. Kelsey Weiss has had a great first half, and see how well she knows Tori Huster and vice versa as we get a closer look at those two Spirit veterans. Their territory, she buries it!
Thank you.
But this is right. You're just not thinking about yourself hard enough. But I have two answers. Sorry. Ready? Set. Go. Oh shoot!
I was right about you,
She's
right?
right. I'm wrong. Yep. Thank you.
Wait, is it soccer or no? Soccer.
Oh yeah.
This video should be about how well I know you.
I know.
Period. I don't know. Hey. But did I spell it right or you spelled it wrong?
Oh, I spelled it right.
like not a curse word. I hope my mom's not gonna see this. I don't know.
Ready? Bye.
Oh yeah.
Not her favorite, like the type of cereal. Can you see it? Don't look.
I mean, I already wrote mine.
It's just my favorite. Oh, I was gonna put that one.
Oh. Come on, Torque, come on.
I don't even know who I like.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah!
I think I'm like 5 for 5 on Tori, right?
Why are you not getting more excited? Oh, come on. I said this. I said this when we did the 3 different things.
I know. Oh, I think I know, but I might be wrong. That was all right.
Yeah! Good memory.
I don't know. I know, these wouldn't either, but it's fine. Well, for a little.
Yeah. Hobby.
That's good.
Country music. So you don't go insane.
I wouldn't be living for very long, but it's fine. Got it.
Little Red. Those things country. This is funny. Let's do it all day. We can hear you.
About me. Are you done?
Stricker?
How do you spell
You
it?
spelled it the same way!
This one. Everyone is gonna know I'm a terrible speller now. Okay, well I won, so.
Because I got what type of cereal you'd be. What type of cereal would I be? Sneak Crush.
Welcome back to the Maryland SoccerPlex. Michael Minnick here. His teams are returning to the field to try and settle this one in the second half. Scoreless at the break, but a half that, even though it didn't have any goals, was certainly filled with some highlights. And we'll jump into our first half highlights right now and give you a look, if you're just now catching up with us, on how the first half transpired. Wynn Williams creating a chance early, but missing well high of Kelsey Weiss's goal here to the right of me. Then it was the Spirit creating something as Shayna Williams and Caprice Didasco connected here. Crystal Dunn, dangerous, forcing a save out of Sabrina D'Angelo. And it was Dunn doing defensive work to try and shut down Sam Lewis, but a really nice ball inside for Jessica McDonald. As I said earlier, I think her first touch let her down a little bit. A good cut back the ball to Lynn Williams, forcing the save from Kelsey Weiss. That was the best chance of the first half. Western New York still on their front foot. Chance there from Williams, tipped off the bar by Kelsey Weiss, who I think has been the player of the game so far. And then the subsequent corner, forcing a catch out of Kelsey Weiss. Spirit got a free kick late in the half. Christine Nairn, of course, was the player of choice and nearly swerved that one in for a goal, but neither team able to score. And as I mentioned between features there, Diana Mathis was warming up pretty hard on the Spirit sideline. I'm looking now to see if she's got the warm-up penny off and whether she's going to come on to begin this half, and I don't see her yet, so might be the same 11 to start with, and then a quick entry for Diana Matheson. Western New York breaking their huddle. They're unchanged from their starting 11, so we'll give that to you to refresh things. It's Sabrina D'Angelo in goal, Jaylene Hinkle, Alana Kennedy, Abby Dahlkemper, and Liz Eddy across the back. A diamond midfield with Abby Ursig holding behind McCall Zerboni and Sam Mewis. And Sanderson playing as the attacking man, and then Lynn Williams and Jess McDonald up top. Beautiful night here at the Plex as the Spirit get final instructions from their coaching staff and break the huddle, and it will be the same 11 that began for Washington. Kelsey Weiss in goal, Caprice Didasco, Estelle Johnson, Megan Oyster, and Allie Krieger across the back. Christine Nairn, Tori Huster, Joanna Lohman in the midfield, and then Shayna Williams up top with Katie Stengel and Crystal Dunn. I asked Jim Gabar before this game how many minutes he thought he could get out of his Canadians after their travel and reacclimation to this club, and he said probably no more than 30, but I think Matheson is likely to come on here. I don't think you'd change your center back and bring Zadorsky one of your keepers. Like, Matheson is certainly the best bet of those three to come on, and although she's not made many appearances as a substitute for the Spirit, when she has been an absolute game changer. Spirit kicking off, going from left to right here in the second half, and early touch for Kennedy, who will volley it clear for Western New York. Again, the scenarios here with the Spirit keep this result or improve upon it, a win or a tie. They're in the playoffs officially. A loss, and they would need help out of the game tomorrow between Chicago and Seattle. They would need Seattle to drop points. Shayna Williams against Dahlkemper. Cutting inside, takes a bump there, and is fouled. Ursay coming over to do the dirty work. Sometimes as a D-man, that's what you have to do. Commit a small foul to avert a larger chance. Oyster comes forward for the Spirit as a target, joining Stengel, Dunn, Williams, Lohman, and Huster across the top of the 18. Didasco's going to make a run left just in case Nairn wants to go that way. Hand in the air from Nairn, serve in the air from Nairn. Off her line is D'Angelo, and she'll make the catch. Quick rollout for Mewis. Early ball looking for Williams. Volleyed by Estelle Johnson. Too far for Caprice Didasco and out for a throw. Again, the Spirit will wrap up their regular season home schedule Wednesday against Seattle at the 7 o'clock kick. And it's always fun when the rain come to town. One of just two teams to beat the Spirit here at the Plex in the last two seasons. That came on the last day of the regular season last year. Of course, the Spirit's playoff nemesis that knocked them out the last 2 years. Give away from Nairn. Touched inside by Williams. Zerboni trying to charge forward, but Krieger beats her to it and clears forward. Mewis. Left for Hinkle, forcing Williams to defend. Cut back by Jillian Hinkle. Right-footed ball towards the far post, and McDonald knew that wasn't going to find her, and she just let it roll. Out for a goal kick. The first time these two teams met, the Spirit won 3-0. It was way back on April the 29th, but what's interesting about that game was the Spirit won despite being outshot 16-7. Western New York has definitely had the shot advantage and the majority of the possession tonight. Not a huge difference in possession, but certainly probably like 55-45, somewhere in that neighborhood. Quality, though, matters more than quantity. Shayna Williams for Lohman. Didasco. Katie Stengel. Again for Caprice on the left side. Dispossessed, and Stengel a little bit slow to get up from that tackle from Jess McDonald, coming all the way back to win the ball. Eddie. McDonald. Williams making a good run to her right. Lays it off. Eddie against Didasco. Step over. Cross blocked by Didasco. And Eddie will let it roll for the throw. Over comes Jess McDonald to take it. The other nice advantage about having full rosters is your bench has so many more weapons. I mean, you look at the Spirit bench, Ortega, Matheson, Farkason, a lot of game changers. Throw from McDonald, headed out by Tori Huster. Cleared by Lohman. Conversely for Western New York, Mackenzie Doniak has started most of their games this year. She's available as a substitute, the rookie out of Virginia. Taylor Smith has been a speedy sub for Paul Riley's club. So if this stays at zeros, got to figure we're going to see some of those fresh legs tossed into the fray. Ball intended for Williams, popped up high and into the gloves of Weiss. Deflection there from Didasco was important when the initial ball in. Kennedy's volley, headed on by Mewis. Dangerous play there as Estelle Johnson got the leg a little too high. Free kick for Western New York here in the 51st minute. Michael Minnick here with you. Beautiful night for soccer here at the Maryland SoccerPlex. Certainly better than our last home game against Sky Blue FC, where Lightning forced that game to be postponed to a steamy Sunday morning back on June the 25th. Excuse me, July 31st. Too many home games against Sky Blue this year. Dahlkemper's chip. Into a dangerous area. Gets by a couple bodies. Mewis was the closest to it. Krieger, the last line of defense, will clear. Stengel for Caprice Didasco. Another look for Katie Stengel. Nairn. Immediately got the head up and looked to see where Crystal Dunn was. She was on the right side, but fairly well covered by Hinkle. So the Spirit will double back. Williams will force Weiss's hand. Knocked forward and goes all the way through as Dahlkemper will let it roll. D'Angelo wants it at her feet and she'll get it. Target with her right foot. The dodgy keeper chant from the Spirit Squadron as the throw comes in to Stengel. They switch left for Zerboni. Her touch is heavy though. Works it up the left side. Sanderson trying to chase down Krieger. Legs pumping from out of Krieger. Dangerous pass back and cleared by Weiss off of Oyster. It'll be a corner kick. Right there on the doorstep was Lynn Williams and nearly got a gift for her efforts. Fourth corner of the match for the Flash. And up comes Abby Dahlkemper from her center back position to tee this one up. Has Sanderson available short, and again, the Spirit will respect that with 2 markers, Nairn and Dunn. Ball towards the far post. Headed and tipped off the post there by Kelsey Weiss. Again, it was Kennedy getting on the end upper for Western New York. That was a good chance. Eddie's cross back into the mixer. Headed out by Oyster. Another look for the Flashes. Dahlkemper pops it up towards the top of the 18. One by Oyster again. Now Zerboni right. Low-driven ball by Lynn Williams is off the mark. Goal kick for the Spirit here in the 54th minute. And Diana Matheson's ready to go. Her number's on the board, and it looks like it'll be Shayna Williams making way. Matheson, Zadorsky, and LeBay, the 3 Canadians, were honored before this game for their bronze medal performance in Rio. 2nd straight bronze for Canada. And, of course, Matheson scored the winner 4 years ago in London against France to get Canadians the hardware. Shayna Williams with her last impact on this game, charging forward. Looked for Dunn. It was blocked by Kennedy. Dahlkemper will play it safe back to D'Angelo. Miss hit there from D'Angelo. And finally go out of play off the head of Crystal Dunn. We'll see the change now. Diana Matheson back in the States, back in the NWSL, and back on the field now for Shayna Williams. The Spirit's all-time leading scorer. One for the 60th time for her club. 23 goals and 11 assists in those previous 59 games for DMath. And she's tied for 3rd all-time in NWSL history in goals. Number 2 is a player on the field as well. Jess McDonald's got 28. Kim Little has scored 30, despite having one last year to do it. Didn't play over here in 2013. Space now for Mewis, trying to make the Spirit pay, and she can't. Misses wide. So that's the first change of the match out of the way. Matheson for Williams in the 55th minute. Rest of the Spirit bench. The backup goalkeeper is Stephanie LeBay. Shalina Zadorsky, Francisco Ordega, Callie Farkason, Alyssa Kleiner, and Line Sigvardsson are the other available subs. Whitney Church, a scratch tonight. She was listed as probable in the injury report. Doubtful with a right hamstring strain, so made that scratch easy for the Spirit as they had to sit somebody to dress the 18. Sanderson dodging Johnson. Advantage didn't materialize, and Spivey will blow the whistle. The Flashes benches Michaela Hahn, Mackenzie Doniak, Taylor Smith, Kristen Hamilton, and the backup goalkeeper Britt Ackerstrom back in her hometown of Germantown. Krieger heads that out and gets a collision with Zerboni for her troubles. So just 16 available for the Flash tonight as Roland, Kamen, Nemec, and Speck are all scratches. Spirit of Scratch Church, as I mentioned earlier, and then Estefania Bonini, who, since we last saw the Spirit here, suffered a left knee chondral defect at 4 to 6 weeks. Hinkle, cleared by Woman. Off goes Crystal Dunn. Hinkle, one of the few players in the world that maybe can run her down, does so. It goes back to D'Angelo. So the surgery for Bonini was August the 24th. The playoffs start on the 30th of September or the 1st of October. So if it's 4 weeks for Bonini, she might be eligible for the playoffs if the Spirit make it. If it's 6, going to be iffy. Cross in, headed down by Zerboni. And I'm sure Jess McDonald would have loved to have seen Zerboni wait a half second and let Jess head it, as it goes harmlessly into the gloves of Kelsey Weiss in the end. Still, a lot of space there for the Flash in their attack. Spirit will have to tighten it up. Hinkle for Urseg. Zerboni keeps it alive somehow and finds Sanderson. Crowd groaning. They thought that ball was out. I thought it was a step out as well. Huster. Back for Didasco. Turn over to Urseg. Mewis. Master pass intended for Sanderson, broken up by the sliding Loman, and now Matheson on the move. Checked well by Liz Eddy. Forced back now to Didasco. Matheson scored 2 goals in the first meeting between these two clubs. From Dunn in the 4th minute, and then a penalty kick in the 71st. McDonald trying her luck. Go out in the corner. Looks like a throw in deep, not a goal kick. The captain, Allie Krieger, will be made to back up by Christopher Spivey. No goals and just 1 card so far as Liz Eddy went into the books in the 40th minute for Western New York. No handball there, said Spivey. Western New York will play on. Dahlkemper. Can't find Eddy. Throw for the Spirit. Matheson for Didasco. Intended for Loman, it's slid out by Eddy for a throw-in. Naren shows forward and gets it. Switch right intended for Krieger. Instead it's Dunn coming back forward, and she was offside. Who me, says Crystal Dunn. Free kick for Western New York. Entering the 61st minute now, and this is the stretch where Western New York has really made hay. They've scored 8 goals in the middle 15 minutes of the second half. The Spirit have scored just 3 in this period, which ties for their driest spell, 15-minute spell of a match. Turnover though for Stengel. Looking for help. Stengel in the box. Stengel's right-footed shot tried to go low towards the far post and couldn't put it on target. Flash doing well after that turnover to really double team Katie Stengel, slow down her momentum, not allow her to get a clean look at Sabrina D'Angelo's net. Sanderson the other way, trying to play it through for McDonald. Aimed up by Didasco, who plays a nice ball out for Naren. Now Dunn on the move. Into the right channel it comes for Katie Stengel as D'Angelo retreats. Naren making the hard run central. D'Angelo getting a piece of that one and cleared by Eddy. Christine Naren really came through there hard looking for the ball from Katie Stengel, and Stengel nearly delivered it. Thrown for the Spirit. Just feel that one of these teams is about to make their move and break this deadlock. Will it be the Spirit this time? It's Krieger. Can't find Naren. I think we'll watch it roll for a goal kick. So for Washington, it's Weiss, Didasco, Johnson, Oyster, Krieger, Naren, Huster, Lohman, the substitute Matheson, Stengel, and Dunn. Western New York have not made any changes from their 11 of D'Angelo, Hinkle, Kennedy, Dahlkemper, Eddy, Urseg, Zerboni, Mewis, Sanderson, Williams, and McDonald. 1 card to Liz Eddy on Western New York's side. No goals yet. Again, the Spirit clinch a playoff spot with a win or a tie. Katie Stengel trying to make it a win. Outside for Dunn. Dunn's first time cross. Cleaned up in the middle. Hinkle will turn it upfield. Dodge Dunn and clear it out for a throw-in. Applause there from the fans for Dunn's work and from the Western New York bench for Hinkle's clear. Lohman keeping it alive, but Hinkle will knock it out for a throw-in. Lohman's turn to try. Goes for Crystal Dunn, who touches it back for Joanna Lohman. Now Katie Stengel, back for Krieger. Blocked by Sanderson. Forcing it back to Megan Oyster. And then all the way to Kelsey Weiss. Kelsey Weiss has made a couple really good saves to keep this at 0-0. She's been the more tested of the goalkeepers so far. 8 shots on goal for Western New York, just 2 for Washington. Megan Oyster. Crystal Dunn against Hinkle. Into space now for Katie Stengel. D'Angelo off her line. Stengel beats her. Stengel's shot is in! Katie Stengel, 1-0 in the 64th minute. Katie Stengel's 4th of the year. Crystal Dunn's 5th assist of the year in a big spot. Spirit trying to clinch that playoff spot in style, lead 1-0. Crystal Dunn getting on the right side, sets up the defender and just plays a perfect ball. Good jets there from Katie Stengel to beat the Australian international Kennedy to that ball and finished it perfectly past the charging Sabrina D'Angelo. So I mentioned the stat earlier, the Spirit, 11 wins and a draw when scoring first. They've done it here again tonight. The switch from Urseg. And he keeps it alive for a second, but it goes out for a throw-in. Flash will try again. This time McDonald will come over to take the throw. The throw from McDonald towards Urseg, headed by Huster down and cleared by Didasco. I mentioned it earlier as well. The Flash have pulled 2 wins and a draw out of conceding first this year, so they're no strangers to a comeback. Just ask the Houston Dash about that. Twice the Flash scored last to get draws in their last 2 games against Houston. Kennedy. Hinkle. Leanne Sanderson. Hinkle's ball deflected in, kept alive by Williams. Trying to shake Tori Huster, blocked by Dunn, and it falls to the feet of Lohman. These are 2 teams that have good forwards that not only attack well, but defend well. Such a big part, an underrated part of the game. Here's Crystal Dunn, who has the game-winning assist as things stand now. Krieger playing it forward, knocked down by Kennedy. Zerboni. McDonald for Mewis. Mewis with space. Thought about the shot. Slid away by Didasco. Backheel, great pass there from McCall Zerboni, but cleaned up by Oyster, out for a throw-in. Hinkle's throw. Zerboni, who's come alive a little bit more in this second half. Inside now for McDonald. Ball to the top of the 18 for Williams. Mewis trying to touch it through. Blocked by Huster. Krieger now for Lohman. Gives it back to Allie Krieger. Stengel. Dunn out of the mess. It falls to Lohman's feet. Finally out for a throw-in. Abby Dahlkemper. Mewis. Eddie. Eddie into the 18. Plays it back across the grain, and it's cleared partially by Lohman. And now it'll be Matheson on the ball. Set off the boy a little bit. Now will handle it herself towards the middle and find Huster. The nice thing about having Matheson in there now as well is you can switch to more of a 4-4-2 if you're the Spirit. And certainly Matheson can play midfield. Playing forward right now though, but she's offside. Chris Spivey wasn't terribly thrilled that Matheson played through there and kicked the ball out, and will warn the Canadian. No more of that, he says. Back underway here as the ball comes left for Hinkle. Mewis. You think about the journey Matheson has been on with the Spirit, where she was allocated to this team year one, and frankly, they were not very good. Dead last in the league. She's been such a part of their growth to being a playoff team the last 2 years, and the next big step, clinch a playoff spot tonight, potentially get a home game down the road, play your way to Houston and see what happens. Same goes for Tori Huster, Allie Krieger, the other originals on this team from that 2013 squad. Hinkle. Kennedy. Now it's all Kemper. Kennedy looking to serve Hinkle on the left side. Does so nicely. Krieger marking and blocks it out. Corner for the Flash here in the 71st minute. Dahlkemper's service towards the near post, headed out by Christine Nairn. Volleyed back in by Sanderson. Flicked on now. Oyster fighting for it. Mewis touching it away. Didasco has her clearance blocked, and it'll be a goal kick. Boney clapping her hands in frustration that she couldn't block that one and keep it in play. Did the first, but not the second. Serving it long, headed by Eddie for Western New York. Second ball picked up by Nairn, who drops it into space for Didasco. Played up the line, now looking for Matheson. That was promising, but Eddie blocked it out for a throw-in. Again, the Spirit have 2 changes left. The Flash have all 3. Since the Spirit scored in the 64th minute, the Flash have pretty much been warming up their subs the whole time, keeping Paul Riley's options open. The chip from Nairn. Can't find Dunn. Oyster with a free header into space. Picked up by Hinkle for the Flash and dumped into space. Trying to turn his Williams and does so. Williams in the box. On her right foot tries the shot. Kelsey Weiss saw it all the way. The last time these two played here, back on August the 12th of 2015, it was a 1-1 tie. The Spirit scored first, and then Lynn Williams scored in the 90th minute to get a point for Western New York. Tried to do it again there, but Weiss saw it all the way. Spirit have won just once here in the previous 5 meetings in this series. Came back on May the 17th, 2014. Williams again in the box, cutting it back nicely, but this time Johnson there to clear. Fans of the Spirit will remember that May 17th game. Jody Taylor had been on the doorstep for about a month and just hadn't scored. And then broke through on her birthday, scored 2, nearly got a third, and the Spirit won 3-2. Hinkle. Cross and headed down by Oyster in a dangerous position. Mewis fighting for it against Matheson. Has her first shot blocked. Her second shot goes harmlessly wide. Matheson shaking up on the play. Sorry, that's Didasco that was down. Trying to walk it off now. Spivey telling Kelsey Weiss to pick it up a little bit. Spirit trying to protect the lead created by 64th minute Katie Stengel goal, assisted by Crystal Dunn. Trying to clinch a playoff spot with a win or a tie. Weiss off her line, has it blocked, still loose in the box. Williams' shot is over the bar, and she'll just lie on her back in frustration. A golden opportunity for Western New York to tie, but it goes high and wide. Just get the feeling there's another goal left in this one. Whether it'll be for the team in white or the team in red and blue, we'll see. The Flash have to feel with 9 shots on target already to have not scored is so frustrating. Spirit have had just 1 shot on goal here in the second half, but Katie Stengel made it count. Good ball for Sanderson. Into space for Williams. Speeding by a couple Spirit defenders to play it in centrally. Johnson gets the first touch and clears it before McDonald can block it. A throw for Western New York in the 76th minute. The Flash have scored 4 goals in the last 15 minutes of games, trying to make it 5 or even 6 to get out of here with a result. The throw for McDonald towards the near post, headed by Krieger, brought down by Lohman, and cleared by Joanna Lohman. Crystal Dunn wins the foot race, but can't keep it in play. It'll be a Western New York throw. Stirring on the Flash bench is Taylor Smith is wrapping her shin right now. Looks like she'll be the first change for Paul Riley. Williams gets the second look after the block. Blocked again by Estelle Johnson. Cleared into the night by Allie Krieger. McDonald. Volleyed by Huster. Spirit on their heels a bit in the last few minutes. McDonald's chip, headed by Estelle Johnson towards the near sideline, towards Allie Krieger. She'll volley it across midfield. Katie Stengel in pursuit. Kennedy beats her to it, heads it back to D'Angelo. Initial indication is it'll be Eddie off and Smith on for Western New York. That's a very attacking sub, taking off the right back for a forward. Paul Riley knows his team needs points out of this one to stay in the playoff race. Mewis against her college teammate Didasco. Left-footed ball towards the far post. Behind everyone, Mickey runs in white. And out for a throw-in. We'll see the change now. Taylor Smith for Liz Eddy. Yet another UCLA product into the game in Taylor Smith. 22-year-old out of Fort Worth, Texas. Making her 15th appearance, 11th as a sub. She's been the first player off the bench for the Flash now 9 times. So a familiar substitution pattern for Western New York. Here's Nairn. Switch left for Matheson. So there. I believe the handball's the call. Matheson disagrees. Spirit are readying a change, as are the Flash. It's Shalina Zadorsky at the 4th official for Washington, and Mackenzie Doniak Western New York, and that tells you the story of the game in a nutshell. The Spirit getting ready to bring on another defender, the Flash another forward, as Washington leads 1-0. Looks like it'll be Zadorsky for Stengel for Washington. So Zadorsky, back from the Olympics, will make her 10th appearance for the Spirit, the first as a substitute. She played all 90 minutes in her previous 9 appearances. So all hands on deck defensively for Washington as Stengel, the goal scorer, departs in the 64th minute. And the change for the Flash, it's McCall-Zerboni out for Mackenzie Doniak. So that just might be a change on that outside mid spot, because Doniak can play forward or outside mid. Or maybe you push her up and just go with 3 or 4 up top and really put some pressure on the Spirit. Zadorsky for now is just going to sit right next to Estelle Johnson and Megan Oyster. So it's almost like 3 center backs right now for Washington, at least for the purposes of this throw-in for the Spirit. Didasco's throw, headed down by the Flash. It's Mewis now on the ball. Hinkle. Early ball, Kelsey Weiss sighting in and making the catch just before Jess McDonald came crashing in. So the Flash now left with 1 change, as are the Spirit. Washington bringing on 2 Canadians in Matheson and Zadorsky, and the Flash 2 rookies in Taylor Smith and Mackenzie Doniak. Doniak has a history of scoring here. She has 2 goals and 2 assists for the University of Virginia in preseason matches against the Spirit. Memorably scored 2 goals against Washington in the 2013 preseason. Sanderson. Dahlkemper towards McDonald. Headed down towards the top of the 18. Williams trying to shake 3 defenders. Drops it back for Sanderson. Sanderson's shot is deflected on the way through. Must have hit a Western New York foot on the way through, as it was Spivey signaling a goal kick there. So it's D'Angelo, Hinkle, Kennedy, Dahlkemper, Smith, Urseg, Doniak, Mewis, Williams, Sanderson, and McDonald for Western New York, excuse me. Weiss, Didasco, Johnson, Oyster, Zadorsky, Krieger, Nairn, Huster, Lohman, Matheson, and Dunn for Washington. And it really is a 5-back right now for the Spirit. Zadorsky in to help track Jess McDonald and company in the middle. Nice touch from Nairn for Dunn. The switch left for Matheson. Running against Smith. The rookie does well to clear that one out towards the sideline. Smith's playing right back for now, which is where Eddie started this game, so not going up top for now, but you have to figure she's going to take every opportunity to get forward, a natural attacker. McDonald against Johnson. Towards Sanderson. Karate kicked out by Lohman. Taylor Smith will take this throw quickly, or want to anyway. And she goes back. Dahlkemper for Kennedy. Spirit trying to make Katie Stingle's 64th minute strike stick. Bunch of playoff spot. McDonald heading it down. Zadorsky turns it over. Williams stumble in the box, and that will go against Western New York. A dangerous half second there with the Spirit as Spivey blew the whistle and turned his body to point up the field instead of towards their goal. That would have been interesting to see if that had been a penalty call or a free kick if they had gone the other way. Certainly there were players falling, but I didn't see much of a foul defensively on the Spirit. I think the right call made there by Spivey. Matheson keeps that alive somehow, but touches it out for a throw-in in the end. Spirit keeping their defensive shape, not allowing an easy pass through. Mewis will test them up the middle. Go left for Sanderson, who works in Hinkle. Trying to drive by Allie Krieger. Krieger gets a foot in and gives away a corner. The 6th of the match for the Flash. Again, Sanderson much shorter than normal in these corner kicks. Usually she's a couple steps away from the corner, but basically those two are standing on top of this one. Dahlkemper signaling a play here from the near sideline, both hands in the air. Still directing traffic. Whistle here. What will we have here? A yellow to Matheson. I'm not really sure what for. It'll be the first yellow for the Spirit tonight. The serve in towards the far post. Headed on frame and headed by Nairn off the line. Nairn saved the day and the ball was cleared. The Flash are saying that ball was over the line. Don't have video replay last in the NWSL. Headed out by Oyster. Christine Nairn with a huge play to keep this one 1-0. Hinkle. Driven in, it's a nice ball headed out by Johnson. Falls for Mewis. Mewis' shot is saved by Weiss, but it goes off of her and in. Weiss got a piece of it, but not enough. Samantha Mewis' 4th goal of the year has pulled Western New York even on the stroke of the 86th minute. Well, as I said earlier, Western New York has a knack for pulling late equalizers out. They do it again here. Initial header from Oyster, kept alive by Urseg. Nairn didn't clear it decisively. US kept it alive. Williams did good work to work it left. The cross came in from Hinkle. It was a very good one, headed down by Johnson, and then Mewis able to finish from just outside the 18. Spirit go to work now. Here's Crystal Dunn. Into the box. Dunn! Cutting back on her left. Dunn shot. Kick save and a beauty at the near post from D'Angelo and out for a corner. Going to be a wonderful last couple minutes to this one. 1-1. Couple save of the week nominees already in this one, the first match of the weekend. Spirit then thundering, hoping for a go-ahead goal once again. Christine Nairn will tee it up. In towards the near post, not her best, into the side netting. Goal kick. You could tell how much that goal meant to the Western New York bench as Liz Eddy was jumping for joy as Sam Mewis finished her 4th of the year. A tie here would do Western New York some good for sure. Moving into a tie for 3rd with Chicago on 28 points. Push against Lohman, free kick for the Flash. And again, this is okay for the Spirit. It does clinch the playoff spot, and it does keep them, for now, 7 points clear of Portland, who play at home tomorrow against last place Boston. The serve from Kennedy. Headed high by Krieger. Headed again by Zadorsky. Falls for Sanderson. Her shot blocked by Lohman. No handball there, says the referee. Stolen by Tedesco, but only as far as Dahlkemper. Chip up the right side. Tedesco has to work back now. Toe-to-toe with Doniak. She wins the ball. Keeps it alive for Johnson, who plays it up the side. Dangerous ball. Goes out. Whistle here. It'll be a free kick for the Flash. Smith was tripped up. Hinkle and Sanderson, your two options here to serve this one. Conversation between those two about what they want to do. It'll be Hinkle serving it, bending it in. Header from Urseg, volley there. And the 6 is headed down by Lohman. And now Matheson on the ball. Here we go the other way. A lot of options here on the far side, and Matheson will switch it for Crystal Dunn. Dunn against Smith. Smith blocks it. Dunn recovering. Tried to play for Nairn and it's blocked again. Again, Taylor Smith in an unfamiliar position has done well at outside back. Here we go the other way. Mewis for Doniak. Towards the corner. Gets the cross off, but right to Joanna Lohman. 90th minute as the Spirit build. Cleared the right to Hinkle. Touch for Sanderson. Early ball from Leanne Sanderson, caught by Kelsey Weiss. Give it away to Crystal Dunn. But again, Smith with a huge tackle, and Dahlkemper will drop it back to D'Angelo. Mewis. Whistle here. Will go against the Spirit. Nairn thought it would go her way. Now we'll leave it. Fourth official has the board in hand. It will be 3 minutes of stoppage time. We're into it now here at the Maryland SoccerPlex. The Spirit went ahead on a Katie Stingle goal in the 64th minute. Mewis tied it for Western New York in the 85th. Is there one more left in this one? McDonald heading it down, cleared partially. Mewis looking for a second. Playing it square. Here's Leanne Sanderson. Sanderson's shot! Did Weiss get a piece of that? Yes, corner kick. This is what September is all about. Dramatic games with so much on the line. Western New York trying to come from behind yet again to get 3 points. They've already clinched at least one if they can keep it here. Confusion here. Dahlkemper had jogged off the ball. Now she will step back towards it. Serve in towards the far post. Towards Urseg, headed wide. 1 minute into the 3 minutes of stoppage time here at the Plex. Goal kick for the Spirit. And again, Washington went into a more defensive shape when they brought Shalina Zadorsky on for Katie Stengel. So really, it's two up top, but it's two good ones in Dunn and Matheson. Williams off the deflection for Sanderson. Mewis. Blocked by Huster. Lohman's volley forward. Hinkle mishits that one out for a throw-in. Krieger's throw. Headed by Mewis. Into space for Sanderson. Weiss will call off Zadorsky and make the play. About a minute left in this one. Punt from Kelsey Weiss. Headed forward. Krieger looks over her shoulder. Wanted to let it roll, but she'll have to play it. Gives it away to Mewis. Mewis is volley forward, looking for Jess McDonald. McDonald in the box, turning, and a great tackle from Estelle Johnson to deny her. Now Didesco forward. Nairn. Switch right for Joanna Lohman. Making the run up the line is Matheson. Lohman will play it for her. Matheson is onside. Plays it towards the top of the 18. Dunn, turning. Trying to get on the ball, and a good job coming back there from Mewis. One more charge for Hinkle in Western New York here in the 93rd minute. Up the line for Williams. Turns Oyster. Williams cross in. Zadorsky clearing it. Krieger doing some more. Off the referee. Krieger will try again. Knock it long, looking for Matheson. Headed down. Williams. Switching it hopefully towards the middle. Headed out by Estelle Johnson. Nairn on the ball now. Right for Crystal Dunn. Now for Lohman. Played into space. Matheson will do the hard work. But our fellow Canadian D'Angelo off the line will chip it forward. Mewis. And that will do it. A very entertaining 1-1 draw. And with that result, the Washington Spirit have clinched a spot in the 2016 NWSL playoffs. But they'll have wanted more. Katie Stingle's goal in the 64th minute had the Spirit in front, but Samantha Mewis in the 85th minute snatching a precious point for the Western New York Flash. So the table up to the minute, Washington now 11-3-3. They're in with 36 points, 7 ahead of Portland, 8 ahead of Chicago, and now Western New York. 28 points now for the Flash. They move to 8-5-4. Both teams left absolutely everything on the field tonight. A very entertaining contest. And now, work to do for the Spirit in terms of seeding. Can they get in one of those top 2 spots or even win the Shield and win the regular season outright and get one of those precious home playoff games? Because remember, the finals at a neutral site in Houston, so that 1 seed and that 2 seed, it's nice to be the 1 because you're playing the 4, but really in terms of home field advantage, it doesn't make much of a difference if you're 1 or 2. But certainly, the Spirit would love to finish off this great regular season on top of the table. Spirit Squadron in good voice as usual tonight. They'll get one more chance in the regular season to cheer for this team. On September the 7th, it'll be the Spirit against their rivals, the Seattle Reign. A 7 p.m. Eastern time kick, and same time, same East Coast, it'll be Western New York trying to continue their dominance of the Boston Breakers. They defeated them twice already this year by 4-1 and 7-1 margins. And by the quirks of the schedule, the Spirit and Reign, who haven't played all year, will play twice in 4 days. As I said, a busy one tonight. Highlights available for you here momentarily, and take you through this one as we tie a bow on this match here between the Western New York Flash and the Washington Spirit. So into the second half with our replays, and I thought Lynn Williams really played well, creating some opportunities, forcing a save out of Kelsey Weiss there. And I think Weiss, who made 11 saves in this game, really had a fantastic match. That was Christine Nairn's header off the bar that nearly was an equalizer for Western New York. They were protesting the ball had crossed the line, but referee Chris Spivey said, no, not this time. This was the goal opportunity that Western New York just kept fighting for. Got a really good cross from the left side from Jaylene Hinkle. Johnson couldn't clear it decisively. Mewis was there to score a vital goal for Western New York in their hunt for a playoff spot. So, a busy night here at the Maryland SoccerPlex. The big thing that was decided again, the Spirit are going to the playoffs. Now it's just a question of 1, 2, 3, or 4. Western New York helping their case, winning at one of the toughest places, getting a draw at one of the toughest places to win the league. It probably felt like a win after that late equalizer. So again, the scoring summary, Katie Stingle from Crystal Dunn for Washington in the 64th minute. Sam Mewis for Western New York in the 85th minute. Spirit had 36 points. Portland entering tomorrow's match against Boston have 29. Chicago, who hosts Seattle tomorrow, have 28, as does Western New York. And then on the outside looking in right now, it's Seattle with 23, Sky Blue with 22, Orlando with 18, Houston with 16, FC Casey with 16, and Boston, who's already been eliminated, with 10. Appreciate you joining us here in this busy Labor Day weekend. We'll be back again with you, as I said, on Wednesday as the Washington Spirit host the Seattle Reign. For the fine technical team from MCM, I'm Michael Minnick. Good night from the Plex and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Another meeting? Yep, I brought my A team.
Make the most of the weekend before it's gone.
This is my family. This is Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Hi there.